Hello ladies and gents, welcome to a new night point of view review and welcome back to the channel. In front of us is the Geely's Coolray. It's a small compact SUV, really nice car. The Chinese are really doing a great job. Now, if we unlock it, you can see the turn signals, you can see the bright LED headlights. We're going to test these outside the city, so we're going to see the performance. Now, inside is the 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder petrol engine producing 172 horsepower front-wheel drive, sitting on 18-inch alloys. Now, this trim is called Flagship. There's Flagship Plus, where you would get like silver/black alloys, and you would get lavender color. Now, the car will lock. It won't unlock. You have to touch the handle to unlock it, but you can use the key. So once again, from the rear, you can see the beautiful connected LED taillights. I could use the key fob hold to open the cargo space, same to close it. Now there's a street light here, but this is creating a shadow. There's a warm light there, so it's good. I'm just gonna close it this way. Now keep the key in my pocket and let's jump inside. So, safety first, as always. Now, let me just take out my phone. So I shall connect it. Not only to charge, it start charging once I turn on the car. The wireless charger for me didn't work. I don't have the iPhone's original mask with the magnetic thingy, so probably it doesn't work with this mask. Now, you can see when I release the foot, it starts up is white, so if you press, it's only going to turn on the screens, but it won't turn on the engine. This is safety for kids, so if you press, then it's green, start, and we're good. Now, you can see here that the handle for the automatic, this is by the way 7-speed automatic dual clutch, illuminates. You can see the welcome display here, Geely. And the ambient lights will be changing colors. It says here there is no SD card, so I think I was trying to figure out, I think it's referring, there might be a slot for an SD card. I haven't found it, so you can use the front camera for recording traffic. So that is that. Now let me just, I'm gonna try lowering the fan speed here. Actually, let me see automatic. Okay, it's lowered now. That is that. You have the heated seats on the front, 3 levels, but of course I'll switch that off, and you have the buttons for the rear. Now, radio demo. I can't play it for too long not to get a copyright strike. Speakers are good. They have different modes for different type of music. But I can't play it for too long not to get a copyright strike. Okay, it's weird actually that you don't have station names, so you only have the frequency, and this was the same in the 14 T5 Evo we had on test. Not really sure why Chinese are saving money on that. Okay, there is an option to go here to the interior, and then if you're annoyed by the ambient lights, you can just switch them off. I'll leave them on. I hope it's not going to be annoying for you. This is like a short setup, but I'm not going to go into this now. You have the apps here, but what we need is the Apple CarPlay. So we have Apple CarPlay. It's nice and fast. You can see how it works. Now you can dim this screen, but you can't dim the digital cockpit for some reason. Okay, enough of talking. We'll start driving just to show you the interior a little bit. Very posh interior. Okay, heading out. Now I have reset the fuel consumption, so we'll see the fuel consumption on the test. Okay, I'm just gonna put a huge full screen navigation here. Now I'm a bit feeling breezy. You can see here excellent resolution of the cameras, and there's a 3D view as well. So let me just I'm just gonna like increase the temperature. It's a bit cold. Okay, this goes away, but you can press there. Okay, blind spots. I'm checking the A-pillars. We do have a tall windshield, so it might not be an issue in this car, but in some cars they might be obstructive. Now, the Geely has made a really good impression from the first time I tried it out. It was in a press conference, a local premiere, and now I'm having it on a test. It's like 1 or 2 months later. This is a press car, so just a lot of press people having their turns. Where to start? Let's start about the interior. It really feels Bosch. A lot of, you know, really nice materials. The front here is soft. Part of the dash is soft. Steering wheel is nice and soft leather. It's squishy when you touch it. It gives you a nice grip. It feels nice in the hand. It has this palm areas. Just really great feeling. Everything you touch just feels so nice. Now, what else? Now, to be honest, I'm not really paying attention at the ambient lights, so they're really not distracting for me personally, but I think some people will find them annoying. Now, despite not being able to lower the brightness of the digital cockpit, it's also not so intrusive at this moment for me, although I would like if I could dim it a little bit. Now, going into the bend, I've went a little bit more aggressive today. The car is very stable. The back end isn't slipping. It's really great. What else? The overview in the car is great. You have the cameras, they're amazing. Sharp resolution, it gives you the projection of the wheels. You can see the car in 3D, so everything is great. Now also, I've mentioned this is the flagship trim. The flagship plus, you just get exterior color different, and that's it. A different color of the alloys. It's almost 2,000 euros expensive. I don't think it's really worth that much just because of the color, but if you like it, go for it. Now, what's amazing is the price. It's 26,000 euros and 172 or something like that. So for 26,000 euros, this is a well-backed car. I mean, yeah, the mirror here is a little bit of blind spot for the traffic light. Now, you know, it's well equipped, and for 26, you cannot get a lot these days. So when I've published the first look of this car, there was already a few people asking, like, what do you think about the car? What are your impressions? And, you know, I know a lot of you are just looking at this car. It's really interesting price-wise, and I gotta say, it feels good. I haven't done the consumption test yet. I think it's a little bit thirsty, and it has a smaller gas tank. It's like, I forgot now, but I think it's like less than 50 liters. It might be like 40. I actually top up the car, so it's like 500 range plus, a little bit plus, so 500 plus. But yeah, you can see here the consumption is kind of dropping. Now we'll see through the video how will it perform. But I've noticed that the trip computer is very sensitive. You floor it a little bit, it starts going wild. Now, there are driving modes, and I haven't played with them. We're in comfort. I like to be in comfort settings. There's eco. I can feel the throttle slightly loose, and then I can feel the power in sport mode. So eco, sport, comfort. I'm just gonna stay in the comfort, and there's adaptive setting as well. So lots of technology inside of this car. Okay, there's few things lacking, like the radio station lists. or the names, but everything else is superb. The soundproof in this car is really great. The suspension comfort is also great. We're sitting on 18-inch alloys, but it's nicely soaking in the bumps, the manholes, potholes, and the speed bumps. Now, the automatic 7-speed automatic dual clutch works pretty good. I have no complaints. And what else? Okay, so the engine, it's a 1.5 liter turbocharged petrol 4-cylinder. Also great because you mostly get now 3 cylinders, but I'm afraid it's a little bit thirsty. We're gonna see. That's the first thing that I saw when we had the car, but there was a different person driving it, so he was driving it a little bit faster on the highway. But I'm gonna see. I might do actually consumption tests. I'll decide and see where we're getting here. But we're now around 6.5. The brakes, well, when I picked up the car, I've almost stomped on them, but I was really like gentle. I think you need to develop a feeling for it. At first they're a little bit aggressive from the start, but once you get a feeling, there's no issue. But it just takes a little bit. They're slightly aggressive from the start, and then when you want to brake hard, you have to press them deep. But I didn't really have to emergency brake. But yeah, I'm always saying, you know, most of the brakes are like in this middle spot. They're not oversensitive or too late, but some are sensitive at first, so these are a little bit grippy from the start. And the seats, I haven't commented the seats. Well, I've been driving a little bit today and very comfortable and supportive. Only I wish they had a lumbar support, but I guess you can't get it all for 26. You get a lot. That's one of the things that is missing. The driver's seat has the electronic adjustment, but the front passenger has the manual. Visually, this car looks quite cool. It's a head turner, at least when it's new. And a few of the things that I might not like personally is the fake air intakes or outtakes on the hood, and this carbon fiber side mirrors. Everything else is fine. Okay, the spoiler is maybe a little bit also tacky for my personal taste, but I know some of you will like it, and the car looks sporty stock, so I know some of you will like that. And again, it looks cool, it looks sporty, it actually feels sporty when you drive it. It's nice and fast. You're gonna see now when we come to the highway, we'll speed up a little bit. I'm afraid I will ruin the fuel consumption. It's now 6 liters. Wow, actually I think I've heard the exhaust for the first time. It just speeds up really nice. The automatic's nice, and this is in comfort setting. I was not in the sport setting. So yeah, 172 horsepower is well enough for this car. The car is fairly light, and with this engine it just has enough power, just speeds great. I mean, takes off great. So you can see that the consumption has spiked immediately. Yeah, you also get the painted roof, which is nice. So yeah, I think I've actually, can't see the traffic light, I think I've summed it up really fast. Okay, cons. There's always cons. It's not like I'm looking for them, but there are cons. I'll get to that in a moment. I just want to switch to sport. Okay, I'm gonna hit this manhole. It's still soaked in nicely. The other one was too deep, I didn't want to hit it. Okay, sport mode. I wanted to see if I can hear the exhausts, but we'll hear it here from the lower speeds when we take off. Okay, thing that I dislike on this automatic, it's the principle, like when you're in park and you want to shift to drive, you have to go first to neutral and then drive. You can't skip to drive. Same with the reverse. It's a bit annoying. It's something you will get used to, but it doesn't make sense. You know, for the rest of the automatic, you can just switch all the way to drive or reverse, you know, skipping the neutral. Okay, so get ready. We're going to the highway. We're going to take off a little bit. You can see here, while I'm waiting, all the cars, the resolution is great, and the avatar looks also matching. You can actually change the colors. You can also have it transparent. So really excellent cameras. And then when you look at these cameras, you're thinking some of the cars which have really bad cameras, why are they saving so much on those parking cameras? This car also comes with self-parking, so 360 parking. I never tried those out. I think that you should be able to park your car or not have your driver's license. If you can park, you know, then you shouldn't be driving. Yeah, I think you can actually hear the exhaust from the inside. I'm not sure if it pops or just but it's interesting. I can't do it while I'm stationary. I tried, it doesn't work. It's really quiet. I mean, the petrol in general is very quiet. You can't really hear that much. Even in the sport, it's slightly louder, but you're gonna hear now. It's a very good soundproof in the car, at least on the up to highway speeds. Okay, I'm gonna floor it. So the LED headlights are great, although this is freshly painted markings. Okay, this is 100. Back to the not Eco, but Comfort. I can hear tire noise, a bit of a wind noise coming from the side mirrors. 100. It's fairly okay when it comes to speed. Excuse me, cruise control. Now you can change the distance to 3 or 1, but I'm not happy how the radar works. And one thing you don't have, or I think you don't have it, let me just check here. Yeah, I don't think we have the lane assist. So that's unfortunate. Yeah, just gonna press brake. You have the speed limiter as well. Just going to 130. Just says the long beam. Okay, it's nice and long. It's automatic. this is 130. Yeah, it's a bit loud, which is kind of odd because on the city speeds it's very good soundproof, and then when you get to the highway, it might be the tires. I do hear a lot of tire noise, so it might be the tire. These are some sort of Chinese tires, I don't know the brand. So the blind spot works. It even has a tone. Yeah, just focus on the sound now. So now it's acceptably quiet inside. Okay, decided to turn on the long beam for a moment. So very stable. Look at this, stable. Okay, if you were going faster, that would not be stable, but then that would be like pushing the limit. But for the most part, it's stable. Okay, skipping a little bit now. Sometimes I just forget those videos turn out a bit longer than I'd like them to be. I really did sum up this car fast. So consumption started dropping towards 7 again, but you know what comes here. We will do a launch. I'm not sure if there is a launch control, but there is sport mode. And okay, I come here at late hour to avoid traffic. Just wait for this car to pass, and then we'll be safe to do so. There's no one behind us. So this is just for tests. I don't do this, but I always pay attention to safety, of course. Okay, brake, throttle all the way. It says launch control active, and release. Wow, it's pretty good. 100 brakes. Wow, it's pretty good. Yeah, I think the car came behind me. He's far away, but you're like, yeah, man, this guy's enjoying himself. Okay, do a little LED headlights test as well. So I'm just gonna stop here past this bush. I'm gonna just turn it back to the adaptive. Okay, the headlights are okay, but I was expecting a little bit more brightness, honestly. Now I'll take my iPhone just to show you here. So the iPhone has a bigger sensor. Actually, it looks brighter on the iPhone, and this is the long beam. So also, which is really nice, the car has auto hold. Some of the cars lack that feature on the automatic. So when you auto hold, you don't have to keep your foot on the brake. You can rest. And as you can see, the consumption hasn't spiked that much, considering that we did a launch control. And it's really cool that this car has a launch control, because you don't have the shift paddles, and I really think those are just a gimmick. never used them. Okay, in this car they might even be fun, but in most cases I never use them. I just don't have the habit. With Google Maps, it's really not accurate when it comes to speeding cameras, so I might advise you to use Waze. There's a new speeding camera here and just isn't here. This is just if you're like here coming from abroad as a tourist. Guys, the fuel consumption is dropping. I'm gonna cut at some point after consumption test. I've been driving for 35 kilometers and consumption has stabilized at 4.5. This is my lowest with gentle cruising between 60 and 80 kilometers per hour at Avenue. You know, the standard fuel consumption test. So if you're really gentle, this is in the comfort setting. You can be really fuel efficient, but it could be also thirsty as well, so it depends really on the driver. But you can see here after 1,700 kilometers it stabilized at 8.2. You can see the tire pressure here, and you can see like the instant fuel consumption or the current one. So yeah. Yeah, time to sum it up. The car really impressed. The quality of the interior, the driving part, everything is excellent really. I've said some of the things that I wish were different, but the car really drives nice and feels nice. And then thinking of the price, 26K, is just a bargain these days. I mean, really, this is such a, you know, pleasant surprise because there are so many inflated car prices these days. Okay, I was hoping for at least one pop or something, but maybe it's the turbo, I don't know. Okay. I will stop somewhere just to park and end the video, but thank you for watching all the way to the end, hopefully. Now I think this is fine. Let me just see those reverse cameras. See, you have to go to to neutral first and then reverse. I mean, come on. Okay, camera. I mean, the sharpness is freaking amazing, and you can see the 3D car. It's really amazing. Yeah, okay, that's great. Really just blown away with this car. It's such a good value for money, and I can keep repeating that, but I think we're gonna wrap it here. Turn off the car, you get the stats here, if you're a trip, consumption, and so on. There's a guy cleaning the parking lot here, so it's gonna be loud when I exit. Now, it's surprising that the car is very well soundproofed, but at the highway speed it was noisy. It might be the tires, I'm not sure entirely, but it is what it is. This will switch off when I open the door. If you like this video, please share it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and like the video. If you have any questions, feel free to type them in the comment section below. To lock the car, you can see the turn signals, and once again, just if I unlock the car, you can see the bright LED headlights. So I really parked in a dark spot, but you can see the car once again from the outside. It really looks cool. So great deal for 26K. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Stay safe. Bye.